Did you know that some Broadway stage sets are 60 feet wide? That's almost the same as a bowling lane. My name is Maya. I will be talking about how to set up a stage, including the sets and backdrop. I chose this topic because I've been acting since I was 4 years old, and I was very interested about learning how to set up a stage to get it ready for a performance. Setting up a stage can take a very long time based on the performance. If people are setting up a stage for a small acting program, it might take a few weeks. Clara Zigorova, a set designer, once had to start her set designing process 2 years in advance for a Broadway show. First, painters have to design a backdrop for the show. Backdrops have paintings of a background that matches the setting of the show, so it looks like the actors are actually in the play. First, painters read the script a few times to understand the setting and mood of the story. Then they make a few sketches of possible backdrops. They revise and figure out which sketch they like the most. Next, it is time to paint. First, painters lay out plastic sheeting on the ground and tape all of the sides. Then they lay out the fabric canvas. Using a roller brush, they have to apply primer to the canvas to make sure the paint doesn't flake off. Next, they look at their sketch and start painting. Painters use a few different sized roller brushes. All of their roller brushes are attached to a long stick, so painters don't have to walk all over the canvas. Small roller brushes are used for small details, and big roller brushes are used for big details. It gets very messy. When they are done, the canvas has to lay out to dry for a day or two. To hang the backdrop up, painters have to get the backdrop onto the stage where there is a horizontal pole against the back. They use a bunch of big clips and ties. First, they have to work with the clips. They clamp them to the pole and the top of the backdrop and make sure each clip is about 1 foot away from each other. Then, they poke small holes into the top of the backdrop, put one end of the tie in the backdrop hole, and tie it to the pole. Next, they raise the pole up to the top of the ceiling and the backdrop is ready. Now, designers and builders have to build the sets. In some plays, there is more than one set. Sets are wooden scenery used in shows to make the scenes look more realistic. For example, sometimes a set will be some stairs with a platform at the top or a bedroom. Builders build sets right on the stage because if they didn't, it wouldn't be able to fit through the door. First, the designer has to read the script a few times to understand the setting and mood of the story, which will help them design a set that matches the show. Then they have a conversation with the director and producer. They talk about the characters and where the scenes take place. The designer makes a few sketches of possible designs. Next, they make a 3D model on a computer using an app. After that process is done, the designer does construction drawing. That tells the builder every piece to build. The designer then figures out the price of all the pieces and figures out if they can afford them. Next, it is time to build. This is a job for carpenters, technical theater workers, builders, designer, and prop masters. They look at their sketch and 3D model to help them build with all the materials. The builders and designer have to watch the play rehearsal and make some adjustments to the sets. Sets are built on platforms with wheels so that helpers can move the sets on and off stage in between scenes. Sets are usually around 40 feet wide on Broadway. The size range is 20 to 60 feet wide depending on the production. There needs to be space for the actors to move around. Set designing is very cooperative. The costume designer, lighting designer, associate designer, director, and producer all work together. After the backdrop and sets are done, the director, producer, and designers have to wheel all of the sets on stage and make sure everything is in place. They see how it looks and make some adjustments to make it look better. When it is time for the final rehearsal, the director wheels the sets backstage to get everything ready. Then they are done and the stage is ready for the show to begin. Setting up a stage takes a very long time. However, it is one of the most important parts of a theatrical production. Without a great stage design, the story can't be told well. Excellent stage design helps the actors tell the story that the writer intended. We don't often think about stage design, but it is very important. For more information, check out my blog at blogs.scarsdaleschools.org/mmyerson28 or scan this QR code.